In 1978, Sam Raimi had started working on a project that would later become known as Within the Woods, which would evolve into Sam Raimi's breakout hit The Evil Dead, starring Bruce Campbell and Ellen Sandweiss, who would later become iconic in a soon classic adaptation, alongside Mary and Scotty rounding out this 30-minute short film to a whopping 4-character cast. The film is a precursor to Evil Dead in more ways than one. Cinematography is obviously Raimi inspired, but being so early in his career, it is truly a stepping stone for the legendary director. With a $1,600 budget and only a week to shoot, Raimi and his friends were down to the wire on this one. The film never garnished a public release, only being shown between slots of Rock Horror Picture Show at a local theater. The viewership was used to gauge excitement for the later reimagining. Using Within the Woods to prove the concept, it would be readapted into Evil Dead. This movie, however, other than some low-resolution bootlegs, still remains unreleased. Even eBay has no current listings on the bootlegs, and plans for a higher definition version with a remastered soundtrack were in place for a special feature on an Evil Dead DVD. But it was pulled prior to release for little known reasoning. The special effects here are amateur, but there exists some higher definition stills showing closer detail, and it's not bad for $1,600. There's even an attached hand, which is very similar to the later adaptation, but to a lesser extent. Still sporting a knife, the hand is even jammed down Bruce's throat. And oh yeah, this version of the film, Bruce is the first to turn to a Deadite, and the only one. On an Indian burial ground, he sports a chief's knife and kills Mary's character Shelley. Ellen accidentally kills Scotty thinking he's Bruce coming after her, and she's left alone as a final girl. Very different from the rendition we got. The shot of the hand and the shot of her ascending down the stairwell are very similar to the counterpart film as well, just done at a lower cost and lower definition. But there's overall some decent effects, a knife in the throat, and a jump scare-ish final stinger from Campbell. This being a very early acting gig for Bruce, it's interesting to see how much he evolved over the next 3 years, prior to the release of Evil Dead in '81. But he still plays it very well here, and it's fun to see a more played-straight version of Ash as a Deadite, or here his name is Bruce. Before this project, Raimi and Campbell had worked together on short films just for the fun of it, learning their way into horror, taking stabs at It's Murder and Clockwork, before landing on gold with the franchise. This Necronomicon, inspired by H.P. Lovecraft, was also meant to make its way into the first adaptation, but was cut, eventually being one of the most iconic things spawning from the franchise. The distorted, grainy shots leave an unintentional theme for the Deadite Bruce on screen, especially when he speaks in that distorted, echoey voice. This movie was a playground for Raimi and his friends to truly learn about the craft, toying with experimental camera angles and learning to build horror effects on a shoestring budget, even using duct tape to build a chest rig. Campbell would keep the makeup on for extended periods of time since they'd have to re-add the makeup, and it would seem like it would change shape, not matching prior shots. As a prototype 35mm project, it's not bad, and you could definitely pinpoint Raimi and Campbell's evolution from here thanks to this. It's one that all horror fans and aspiring filmmakers should give a watch. It breaks down the elements of horror, and studying it you can learn a lot about the love and work that goes into the craft.
Join us. Join us. Join us. You have violated the ancient ways, and so must die.